Good morning, and thank you for joining me. I'm Anita from Yoga on the Road. What brings me to the mat today is inspired by an informative monthly newsletter that I share with my community called Lessons from the Mat. And this particular focus today was inspired by the quote written by George B. Hinckley, and I may not word it exactly word for word, but the theme or the idea of it was you cannot build something on a solid foundation, or you need a solid foundation in order to create a strong superstructure. And I often relate this back to yoga and building a yoga practice. So it really takes setting or creating a solid foundation in order for your practice to become a little bit more successful, a little bit more sustainable, and a little bit more enjoyable, really, if you have something to really come back to each time. So I kind of relate that to, we're really building a house. Let's say, if we were to look at that analogy, building a house, you want your house to have good bones. It needs good bones to rely on its strength, its endurability, weathering the storms, if you look at it that way. So let's break down our practice today. For me, these are the good bones of a yoga practice. And the first one really starts with having an awareness of your breath. So being able to take time to sit with your breath, to feel your breath, to understand the effects that your breath has on your nervous system and how it can make such an amazing impact on your day, on the way that you handle your emotional world, on your confidence, on so many elements of your life. So we're here. The invitation now is to make yourself comfortable wherever you are. I've propped myself up on a cushion with my legs crossed, but if your knees aren't comfortable in that position, you can extend your leg, you can sit yourself in a chair, you can stand up if you want. Whatever works for you this morning, kind of listen to your energy and get a feel for where you need to position yourself. And then when you're ready, if you're comfortable to, just close down your eyes for a moment. If you're not, you can just find a spot on the floor that you can focus your attention to. Make any adjustments to your body so that you're going to be undisturbed by any kind of fidgets. And then I always find it easier to turn my attention inward when my eyes are softly closed. And I just want you to bring your awareness now to the quality of your breath. I don't want you to change anything about it. I just want you to notice your breath as it is, as you've arrived here. And your attention might be drawn to things like the sound of your breath, the length of your breath, and that's both the inhale and the exhale. It could be the texture of your breath. So noticing whether your breath is smooth, is it jagged, is it short, is it sharp, is it supporting you? And then you might notice, if you're a very kinesthetic or tactile type learner, you might bring your hands to your belly and your chest. You might just notice your breath by feeling it. This is a great way to determine where you're breathing. You notice that you're breathing in your belly. Is it your ribs? Is it your upper chest? Is it a full breath? And this is you creating good bones and a great foundation to moving towards a home yoga practice. Just taking time for yourself with your breath, noticing something that's always with you, but often forgotten or negated. I do often suggest to spend a good 5 minutes to start is a great place, but moving from kind of 5 up to 10 minutes, and even taking time throughout your day to stop and notice the quality of your breath. For the purpose of today, we will let go of this practice for now, so we can move on to the next part of the foundation, the next part of creating good bones for your practice. So once you become really, really familiar with your voice, or more familiar with, not your voice, sorry, with your breath, then yoga is about coordinating movement with your breath. And that gives you the opportunity to really expand on your breath and move into a bit more of a flowy practice. So for today, we're just going to do a simple arm movement practice with breath. And again, you might be comfortable in the position that you're already in, cross-legged. Feel free to change it around. I'm personally going to change my position around today. And I'll shift orientation a couple of times so you can see. So I'm just taking a block to support my sits bones, but wherever you arrive, that's fine. It's only the upper body we're using in this practice today. So on an inhale, face your palms up towards the ceiling on your lap. On an exhale, you're going to interlace the hands and push the palms away from you, rounding through the spine. Breathe in, press the palms up towards the ceiling with interlaced hands, and breathe out, interlace the hands behind your back, press the palms away from you. Let's move that through a couple of times with my voice. Inhale, palms face up. Exhale, interlace the palms, press away from you, tuck the chin in. Inhale, press up towards the ceiling, extend through the arms. And an exhale, you're going to interlace the hands behind the back and press away. One more, and then I'll let you fly on your own. Inhale, palms face up. Exhale, press and extend away from you. Inhale gloriously and reach up towards the ceiling. Look up if it's okay for your neck, and exhale, press the palms away from you. I'm here to guide you, but follow your own breath during this round and the next couple of rounds. Move through 2 more rounds. Feels good, right? Feels good to coordinate breath with movement. And the more you get familiar with your breath and coordinating your movement, the more comfortable you'll become with flowing your practice a little more. So that's my second tip for creating good bones to your superstructure. And the last one is kind of integrating all of that together. The last one is what we call a non-sleep deep rest element. So that's our otherwise known as Shavasana or yogic rest. So today I'm going to guide you through a very simple body scan. So set up your set up your space so that you're laying down. If you need any props to support the back of your knees, to support your head, then add those props here for yourself. And then come to lay down. Again, take a moment to shuffle your body and position your body so that you know you'll be undisturbed by any fidgets. And then when you've found that place for you, again, if you're comfortable to close down your eyes. And all this practice requires is that you follow my voice and use my voice as an anchor point to draw your attention and awareness to different parts of your body. And each time your attention falls on that body part, the invitation is just to notice what you notice. And noticing what you notice inevitably sometimes can include judgment, can include negativity. But for the purpose of today, I want you to see if that is coming up for you. I want you to see if you can let go and just let my voice guide you from body point to body point. So take a deep breath in. Take an audible sigh or exhale out through the nose, through your mouth. Release any tension. And then bring your focus or awareness to the space between your eyebrows. Just let your attention sit here for a moment. I'm going to move through fairly quickly today. Bring your attention now to your throat. Swallow. And then notice the throat relax and soften. Bring your attention to your shoulders. You might feel the imprint and the heaviness of your shoulder blades as they press down into the mat. Extend your awareness and attention now to flow down through the upper arms, through both your elbows simultaneously, through your forearms. Feel the weight or the texture beneath the knuckles of your hands. Notice any tingling or sensation in the palm of the hands. And then notice your thumb through each of your 4 fingers. Be aware of any energy, any tingling, any numbness, any sensations. They're all just sensations. Bring your awareness now to your ribs and chest, to your belly, And then to the movement of your breath in this area, your upper torso. You might feel or notice that each inhale you take, you feel an expansion or a rise in the belly and the ribs. And similarly, with each exhale you take, you might notice everything softening and settling back in. You may notice something completely different, so just notice what it is that you notice. Draw your attention now to the back of your hips and the weight of your hips as they press into the mat. And then see if you can allow the hips just to settle a fraction heavier on the mat. Take your awareness now to your thighs, to the back of your calves, to the heaviness of your heels. And be aware of any sensations that you feel on the soles of your feet up through the toes. Again, it could be a tingling sensation. It could be energy surging through. It could just be the soft breeze from the space around you. And then scan your own body from head to toes, letting your attention rest where it needs to along that journey. And if you're prompted to do so, make any adjustments to release any tension, to create total relaxation. For the purpose of today only, I'm just going to cut it a little shorter. So bring your awareness back now to your body in this space. Add some gentle movement to your fingers and to your toes. Gently start to wake up your body in whatever fashion serves you right now. That could even include a full body stretch. Might even include drawing the knees into the chest, making some small movement. You can stay here, or you can roll back up to a seated position. And then I want you to contemplate what is it? What foundation, what part of this practice do you think you could turn into a ritual? It could be all three components. Which part of this practice could you turn into a ritual for the next 7 days that you come back to, maybe at the same time each day, to commit to for 7 days? That is the question. That is the challenge for you. If you've enjoyed today's practice, if you're even curious about my lessons from the mat, if you follow the link below, there is a link to join my mailing list. I do endeavour to continue to share informative information. I definitely post most of these tutorials as a prompt to you weekly. But I thank you so much from the bottom of my heart for joining me. If you wish to sign this session off with me, then bring your hands to your heart or to your third eye. Turn your gaze towards your heart. Take a moment to acknowledge yourself. Take a moment to acknowledge the source that brought you here today to the mat. As always, from my heart to your hearts. Namaste. Thank you for joining me, Anita, from Yoga on the Road.